an interesting story that is playing up in the auto sector, which is the EV, and more EV portfolio, the increasing number of EVs that are now going to be launched. Just this morning, Thar EV was unveiled. What is on offer at this point?
Right. The good thing is that we have Amit joining us as well. Amit, good morning, very good morning for joining us. What is interesting here is that EVs, if you look at it from a small car, the smallest, the Mahindra Reva electric that came out, it was this big. Everybody thought that EVs, the entire ecosystem doesn't exist, so the smaller the car, the better. So you need to charge it lesser.
Absolutely.
It's you don't have that many charging stations. So that is where we were going at. But with the kind of breakout growth in EVs that we've seen, bigger and bigger cars are huge cars are coming into the habit. Mahindra Thar, which is these cars require a lot of energy to run. Thar, the Bolero, they've launched the Thar, and as they launch the Thar electric, Mahindra has made it clear that all of it's from Scorpio to Bolero, it's big SUVs. The electric versions of the SUVs will be launched going forward. This at a time when even luxury car makers from Mercedes to BMW are launching one electric version after the other. So this is truly a breakout moment as far as electric vehicles in India are concerned. What say, Amit?
Yeah, and they have made it clear in their exhibition that was where this prototype was launched in Cape Town, that this is not going to be just the Thar ICE model that is converted into an EV. They have gone to the drawing board right from scratch. It is remodeled. The design will be different, and I'll give you how serious they are about this. There will be 75 sounds inside the cabin, from the opening of the door to all the car modes, the sports mode and whatever inside the cabin. The spacing will be bigger, the ground clearance will be more, which has been mentioned in the graphics. So it is not that they are just converting something, the same body, and remove the engine and put batteries in the space. It is a new design from scratch, and they have made it a point to state that. It's called the Thar.
It's still called the Thar, but interesting, very innovative, different. But
so
I have to expanding on Krishna's point. We've come very far, Amit, from talking about two-wheelers, EVs, small Revas, to now big SUVs like Thar. Essentially, and a remodeled Thar at that, not the same Thar that not the same Thar that you see on the roads at the moment. So essentially, alluding to the fact that there's not just more demand for EVs, there's also demand for bigger EVs at this point.
There's demand for bigger everything, it seems, right now.
Okay.
So, if we have time, we will talk about the luxury car segment, what it is going through.
We'll get there, Amit, but the fact of the matter is that, look, I think the point we're trying to arrive at is that SUVs are doing really well in the Indian market.
Yes.
Yes, in the regular petrol and diesel variants, you have the mid SUV, mid-compact SUV, compact SUV, mini-compact SUV, different versions. But the classic SUVs, the fact what's going on here is that the classic full-sized SUVs and MUVs.
And you also have the Scorpio SUV.
The classic Scorpio is getting an electric makeover.
The thing is, these car makers now, it seems, have confidence in the infrastructure of electric vehicles that's going to happen, because up to now, electric vehicles that were happening were within city. These are off-roaders. These cars have to be outside city limits. So these car makers have confidence in the infrastructure that is about to happen in this country with respect to electric cars and electric mobility.
And the infrastructure, I think that's an interesting point you brought into the conversation. Many of these companies, including Mahindra and Tata, is also looking to build that infrastructure. Because so far what's kept us away from our EV dreams or realizing our EV dreams is the fact that there is not enough electric mobility, there is not enough infrastructure, charging stations. All of that perhaps is being taken care not just by the government but also by private players.
And there are cross linkages. Tata Power has tied up with Hyundai. Hyundai has the retail outlets. Tata Power is the power supplier. So these cross linkages are happening to develop these infrastructures. Tata is a big company. They have fingers in almost everything over here. So they have power. So they can use that to put it into electric infrastructure.
And their Tata Nexon EV is the largest selling EV in the country. In recent times. It's a mini SUV. So it's fascinating that you have private players pitching in to improve electric vehicle infrastructure in the country.
All right.